Hey, what's going on? I have another replay cast for you today in Steel Division 44 or Steel Division Normandy 44. It's a mouthful. I can never say that completely. But I am playing today as the 3rd Armored Division, and I'll just pause it for a second. My teammate is Hedgerows, and I'm playing against Whose Bicycle Is This and Fusel. Whose Bicycle Is This is one of a war game, an old war game friend that I played with when I actually had time. And I played this match the other day, and it was actually it was really interesting. Yeah, I think it showcases how the late game is really for the Axis, and the early game is basically phase A and phase B are basically, generally where the Allies shine. But my teammate plays down here in the south, along these hedgerows, and I play in the little more open area up north. So yeah, let's get into it. So I'm playing against Fusel on this side, and he is using the 12th SS Panther, and I am using the American 3rd Armored. I really like this deck. It's really good for hedgerow fighting because all the half-tracks, classic half-track spam. But yeah, my teammate, he's playing the Ranger deck, not the Ranger deck, the 2nd Infantry deck. But he plays a little more defensively. I tried to get an early. I see the lines moving here, so I kind of push up a little. But I assume he's coming, so I don't want to go up too far. So I stop here in the middle because I'm usually the Allies have faster units in general, just for the deployment. So I set up an AT gun here, and all his units come down the road right here. He sees me drop it out, but he doesn't have a line of sight on it because his building's blocking the way. And then all my half-tracks come up on the north side. I have a AT gun here. I should have deployed this AT gun probably in right there. This was a mistake, but it ends up being fine. I send all my infantry up so I can flank around, and then he has an AT gun shooting at my half-tracks. He deploys his infantry as well. This AT gun kills the squad and the half-track that's in that one. He moves up to this hedgerow here, which is going to be a big fighting point for the rest of the match. And he also sent a lot of units down south here in the middle. I only sent like a token force of like a half-track and one squad of riflemen. And yeah, after I see all this, then I tried to push up here a little farther north. It doesn't go too well either. But yeah, after I see this, I reroute my infantry to come over here so they can fight them, because I feel like I can win this engagement. He has his 222 shooting at everything I have up here. I'm starting to push up because he doesn't have anything over here. I just want to get as much territory as possible. Right here I have my infantry fighting, and they are supported by the half-tracks. That's what I like to try to do. That I send the infantry up first and just have the half-tracks sit back and use their 30 cals. You see I'm taking a lot of fire here, and he's pushing forward. But I send a squad of rifles around to flank him and kill off this half-track. But he misses, or he doesn't miss, but he only breaks the tracks of that one unit. I lose my leader, and I just have 2 half-tracks now. But my teammate comes to the rescue, and he moves up a 57mm AT gun, so all these vehicles are going to have to stop advancing. I lose another half-track. This rifle squad is still here. I try to kill this 222, and he misses. But then his AT gun comes out and kills it. I'm winning this engagement here in the center because of my half-track superiority. I have my half track just shooting here. Finally, this one's not dying. And then I have a M5 Stewart coming up to lock down this entire area, basically. He brings up a Cromwell. What happens to this unit is very unfortunate, and yeah, if I was him, I would be absolutely livid that this happened. But yeah, he's just gonna roll around the corner, and once he comes through here, he's going to die. Yep, here he comes. And he's dead. That would usually the AT guns don't hit the first shot, but that was all luck right there. That was yeah. RNG was not on my opponent's side right there. He brings up more of these half-tracks. These are actually a pretty nice unit. The only thing I don't like about them is they run out of ammo pretty quickly because they get to firing. But yeah, they're really good fire support units. So this AT gun, somehow he's alive. I move it back up, which I shouldn't have done. I should have moved it across, but you know, he's just gonna get shot at now because he's pulled back because he didn't want to fight my half-tracks. I send a armored rifle squad up this hedgerow, and then I want to try to get that. I know that command's there, so I want to try to snipe that. I didn't even know there was a recon squad here until like way later in the game. It's kind of sad. He keeps mortaring this AT gun, and I don't understand why. Or I know there's a scout somewhere, but I can't find it until like later in the game. I moved this recon squad up. I just want to see what he has. It doesn't seem like he has too much up here anymore. So I'm bringing up another assault of half-tracks and armored rifles. Here in this little pocket, it's stagnant. I'm going to go to 2 times speed. It's kind of stagnant right here. Yeah, I lose that rifle squad. That was getting the flanking shots. Bring up more infantry. He has recon here. Yeah, it's basically stagnant along this line. Oh, this rifle squad that walked all the way around finally kills this command, and then the Pack 50 starts taking fire. So he's gonna pull that back. I'm using my half-track to support my advance again. I just want to get these grenadiers out of the forest line and take it for myself. Here down south, I am finally making some moves. I am moving up an armored rifle squad with the half-track support and the Stewart support. So if he starts shooting, then anything in these tree lines is gonna basically get destroyed. But then when I walk through the tree line, I run into the command unit. I kill the command unit, and then I see all the units back here, and my rifle squad surrenders. So I just pull my tank back because I don't want to move up without infantry. He starts mortaring this 57mm. I start dueling with his AT gun because it only has 1 health, and the Stewart wins. Right here, I'm trying to get a good, not encirclement, but I want to basically just force these Panzer Grenadiers out. This squad is on return fire, so he's not shooting. Down here, my teammate is basically just fighting against the why can't I the 17th SS Panzer Grenadiers. They're basically just slogging it out. I noticed this huge bulge right here, and I rush to take advantage of it, so I start moving up all my units. Yeah, I can tell there's absolutely nothing here, so I'm trying to move up as many units as I can. The only problem is I don't have any tanks here, so I can't just push them up as well. I kill that Panzer Grenadier Fuhrer, and then I move up a rifle squad to just hold down this road because I know he's going to be driving things along it. He brings up a half-track. I move up my AT gun with 1 health. He kills the half-track the scouting half-track I send up. And And then I'm just holding down this. I'm trying to just hold down my advantage. This rifle squad is pushing the line really, really far. I bring my M5 to engage across this open field so he can't advance. But he has a Panzer IV-H up here, which is a superior tank to my Stuart, so I don't want to engage it over open ground. Brings up this half-track, and it gets sniped by the, or it gets sniped by the rifleman, actually, I think, from what I remember. I move this half-track back. I try not to lose my half-tracks. They're pretty important to this deck, but, you know, they're somewhat expendable. But it's really nice to have them, because they're basically just a mobile machine gun. I brought up a 76 millimeter anti-tank gun to deal with this Panzer IV-H. I brought up Bofors because I wanted to get some air cover, because I know the German players usually they use a lot of aircraft in like phase C definitely, but phase B I just want to get like a preliminary anti-aircraft net up, and the Bofors are really nice for like covering ground. I lose my scouts here. My rifles kill this half-track, and they push the line back out. Down here, my teammate is just fighting the 17th Grenadiers again. I have I'm in a pretty good position up here. I've noticed there's nothing here, so I move up another half-track. He moves up Pioneers because he knows I have infantry here. I bring up a mortar because he brought up a mortar. I just wanted to stop his advances across open ground. He brings up MG and Pioneer Squad here. And he finally closes off this giant section of the map. And then, yeah, the German player's bringing in aircraft now, so I was like, oh, I should better get some Bofors up. And then these are pretty good for, they don't kill aircraft, but they suppress them pretty well. This rifle squad is still alive. He's been down. I'm trying to push up my infantry with the half-track, but my infantry gets pinned down and I fall back. See, you can see this recon squad is still here. You can see this anti-tank gun and this anti-tank gun. This one just dies. He kills off the squad, but he only has one health left. And he has a mortar, so, and he's bringing up a Westby artillery piece. So here I'm trying to push up to this little farmhouse where he had all these infantry behind the hedges. Since he's focused up here, I know he's not really paying attention down here, so I want to push my advantage. But I don't have any infantry down here, so that's kind of a problem, so I bring up some. Yep, there goes my 3-star 76 AT gun. That was painful. And he has a Westby artillery piece now. So now he's just building up his infantry so he can push me back from these hedges. But I start pushing up along the hedges here against this MG42. So I want to basically take this entire section of the map and just reconsolidate my position so I can keep my advantage. Since he cut that bulge, I want to push him somewhere else. But yeah, he starts bringing up lots of armor and with infantry support, and it's a very good combo. So I'm basically just waiting for him to come in here, and then I'll try to start engaging his units. But yeah, I'm pushing up here. I should unload this infantry, but my focus goes up here because I see this tank. But eventually I'll unload that and move up, and then I use the tank, the Stuart, and the half-tracks to push them back here. I lose another half-track. Bringing up another Panzer IV-H. Oh, he lost a Panzer IV-H right there. I had an AT gun with the 1 health. It sniped one of them. I'm using this P-47 Thunderbolt. I use this as a air superiority fighter and rocket plane. It works as both. Bofors here forces the ME-109 to fall back. And then I finally took this area, so he pulled back behind the hedges. Down south, my teammate is not doing too well. He has some gaps in his line, and he's getting hit with Nebelwerfers. But he's getting forced to fall back. He's bringing in a bunch of tanks. I lose my Stuart down here to a Panzer IV, and I lost 2 Stuarts here to a Panzer IV. I lost that one and the one down there. Whose bicycle brings in a Ju-87. I bring in my interceptors and rocket planes. My multi-rolls. I want to just push them back here. So my 76 can start engaging, and he kills a Panzer IV. And then he kills another. He gets a double kill, and yeah, his attack is basically stalled. But he's bringing up more armor, a Yak Panzer IV and a Panzer IV-H. I pushed this half-track up. I should have brought some infantry with it probably, but I just wanted to try to get some things to surrender, but I don't move it back. And then I pull back this 76 because this is really a great engagement. And I have a jumbo coming up as well. He moves up as Westby a little too close, and I start hitting it with our artillery. Up north you can see he had a 222 in that forest right there, but my Bofors eventually killed it. That recon squad that was right here, I killed it with the M8 armored car. I just have infantry out in front. I don't really intend to push up right here. I'm just going to hold my position because I have a jumbo and he can't really, it's pretty difficult for German decks to deal with a jumbo at this point. But interestingly, I lose this position and I don't notice it, and he starts hitting my jumbo in the side. So I'm getting all these criticals, and the jumbo's basically done for. So I went for a Hail Mary and just smoked him out, and it ends up the jumbo lives. So I had RNG on my side. I bring up a plane, he brings up 2 fighters, but I have Bofors to force them to fall back, and then I bring in another plane to, I was going to try to kill the AT gun, but I ended up not doing so. And I try to shoot the Westby, and it doesn't do anything besides forcing them to fall back. It starts pushing up here with infantry. I use this M8 to basically try to suppress this entire assault. He tries to shoot down my P-38, but the Bofors forces him to fall back again. The Jumbo and the M8 are fighting against this armor here. I'm outnumbered, but he cannot do anything to this Jumbo really. He hits this M8 and it gets transmission damage. Yep, there it is. I bring up another Stuart because this is going to be a close range fight, so I'm not really concerned with the quality. The Jumbo can take the hits. But yeah, he's starting to really push me here. I don't really have that much infantry left anymore, so I bring up more. But yeah, it's just tanks on tanks right now. But this Jumbo can't really do anything to these tanks, and these tanks can't really do anything to this Jumbo, so it's just a slog. Just a punching match, basically. But he continually advances his tanks upwards, just presses advantage, because he needs some territory. This M8 is still shooting against these infantry. I I bring in 3 planes to help in this middle area. This P-38 accidentally goes in too far and he's basically dead. Yeah, there he goes. But I forced him to fall back because I have buffers. There's heavy fighting going on right here, but the Jumbo and these tanks are still fighting it out. I bring up my M5 to just take a pot shot, and I pull him back because he has no business being in this engagement. And then he's going to force my Jumbo to fall back, so I pull everything out of this hedgerow. I just pull it back to this line, and I basically just wait for him to go through. The one thing he could have done here was probably use some infantry in front of these, but I don't know if he was out of infantry at this point. Yeah, this is getting risky, so I pull the Jumbo back, and then I send up like a squad of engineers, but they're not going to do too much. They don't have any anti-tank. So he's going to drive up here, and I have a 76 Sherman on the side here. He only has 1 star of veterancy, which is kind of a problem. If he had had 2, he probably would have done a lot better. But he stalls the advance here because he has good positioning, but he ends up dying. And then he continues. I kill one of the Panzer IVs with the Jumbo. He snipes a half-track. This M5 is dueling with the Shag Panzer IV, and the M5 somehow manages to win. And then now I just have tank superiority in this section. But down south, my teammate is being heavily pushed back by whose bicycle is this? He's basically losing this infantry slog. There's lots of artillery and naval workers with their HE and fire. And then I lose this position once again because the Sherman I had there died and I didn't really have any infantry to hold the position. And he brings up a Panther G here. And he has a Panther G up here. I bring in my P-47s to intercept these FW-190s. And I kill both of them. And then I think I lose this Thunderbolt. Yeah. But I go in back to engage. And then I accidentally, I didn't mean to bring this Jumbo over here, but I ended up doing it. I wanted it for the middle, but he drives all the way through here. And I didn't realize my teammate was getting pushed back so hard, and then this Jumbo is in a really bad spot. He holds on for a bit, but then whose bicycle is this? Or I don't know if it's Fussel or whose bicycle is this, but he does a really smart move. And it's Fussel. He drives this armored car all the way up here and forces this Jumbo to surrender. Here he comes. The legend. Yep, he's chasing him. And he's behind the line now, so he can surrender. And then he's forced to surrender. Here I bought a Calliope, but I haven't even used the rockets. I have three tanks just shooting at this Panther, but nothing is happening. This is a battle. Nobody's moving anywhere. Yeah, my tanks are forced to fall back, and so are his. None of my tanks are hitting. His tanks aren't connecting either. It brings up a Panzer Grenadier squad, but then the match ends, and it's a minor victory. So I barely went positive. Whose bicycle is this? Yeah, he did a pretty good job on the south side, and then Fussel barely went positive as well. So it was basically even. But yeah, that was the game. All right, I'll see you guys next time.